What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another video, and I will say this trigger warning. This video may trigger you people if you are a lover of animals, or to be more specific, if you are a dog owner. Because I'm about to show you footage of Robyn Brown putting her feet in the way of a dog, pretty much kicking the dog. But before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, that is a member of Patreon, and that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. Now, with that being said, if you look at your screens right now, you can see in this footage in particular that Robyn Brown is in a situation where a dog is coming in her direction and she decides to put her foot in the way. Now, of course, the motion itself in particular does show her knee bending, which does, of course, then indicate that she did kick the dog itself in particular. I mean, look at it this way. If a dog is coming your way or any animal is coming your way, you're not necessarily going to put your foot in the way. You're probably going to do some sort of kicking motion, which is why I understand a lot of people under the influence that this video is of Robyn Brown legit actually kicking a dog, and that is pretty much how I'm also going to look at it as well. Now, here's the thing though, do I believe that she was doing this in a malicious way, in a harsh way? Not necessarily, but does it mean that it's okay for her to do it? No, because at the end of the day, like animal abuse or any abuse is not good abuse in any kind of way, you know? But here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we're actually here to talk about this video itself in particular isn't necessarily just because of the fact that she has put her foot in the way of a dog and therefore pretty much kicking the dog away, which obviously is not a polite thing to do, because look at it this way. Would she put her foot in the way and try and kick one of her kids in the way, kids out of the way? She wouldn't. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to compare a child and an animal. Don't get it freaking twisted, okay? No, I'm just saying at the end of the day that if you wouldn't kick someone that you know or put your foot in the way of someone you know, then you wouldn't necessarily do that to an animal too. At the end of the day, why? Why treat an animal and a human being necessarily different? But that's a whole different conversation. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, her actions are not actions that I feel like should be taken lightly, and I feel like her actions are something that should definitely be addressed. But here's the thing though, people are now under the influence that Kody Brown does not like animals anymore because of Robyn. Why? Well, here's the thing. Meri had a pet. She had a dog, which was gifted to her by Janelle. Janelle had some pets. Christine had some cats. Now, of course, these three wives and all of them having animals clearly means that Kody Brown was okay with every single wife having an animal. But then boom, Robyn comes into the picture, and all of a sudden, Kody now starts to express how he does not actually like to have pets. That is why people are now under the influence that potentially Robyn doesn't like pets, and that is why Kody now doesn't like pets, purely because people have always been convinced that when it comes to Robyn, Robyn has been a massive manipulator towards Kody in terms of his relationship with his other wives. I wouldn't say with his relationship with his other kids, but most certainly with his relationship with his other wives. But of course, we've seen that his relationship with other wives has definitely affected his relationship with some of his kids, especially the kids he has with Christine as well. But either way though, this is not proof to say that all of these things are connected. By the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you highly, highly, highly. If you see an animal come in your direction, please do not think to kick the animal away. Please do not think to use any kind of physical force per se. The first thing that you want to think about is actually using your voice. But of course, if an animal is coming your direction in an aggressive way, and you have no choice but to restrain the animal, that is fine, because restraining is not the same as kicking. Okay? I mean, take it for myself in particular, again, I am not bringing kids and pets in the same conversation. Don't get it twisted. I'm just giving an example of my own life because it's the only one I can give you, right? But look at it this way. For someone that worked in schools for many years, teaching kids PE, if I had a child who had some behavior issues, and well, some anger issues, if anything, and that child decided to kick off, obviously, myself in particular, I couldn't put my hands on the kid as if I was going to kick the kid or anything like that. Of course, the kid escalated. First things first, I will speak to the child. If the kid is ignoring me and he still wants to go full pelt, of course, with everything that I was trained to do, I would obviously restrain the child. Okay, and there's a fine line between restraining and kicking. Now, of course, that wasn't necessarily the situation in this situation. It's clear that the dog wasn't coming in any kind of force. It's clear that the dog wasn't coming in any aggression, because to be honest with you, if the dog was coming in any force, any aggression, a simple kick like that wouldn't be enough for the dog to go away. The dog would still keep coming, if you dig what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in situations, ladies and gentlemen, of course, there were times when you're going to have to restrain a dog or restrain anyone, of course. But violence is not the way. The way she has dealt with the situation is not fair. It is not acceptable, and she needs to do better. And to be honest with you, the fact that she's with her kids and therefore she's displaying this attitude in front of her children as well isn't good, because therefore the kids are now being role modeled or influenced that if a doe's coming your way or something that you don't like is coming your way, you can just kick it away, and that is never a good thing whatsoever. Luckily, again, it wasn't a vicious kick. It wasn't a situation that went out of control. That was the good thing about it, at least anyway. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let me know exactly what you're thinking. But I will say this though, a part of me when I first saw the video, I thought, hold a minute, isn't that a fox? Then I thought if it was a fox, though, I'm sure everyone would have been running. I mean, I would have stayed there and stood still. Yeah. So I'm badass. Yeah. It definitely wasn't a hyena, because obviously you wouldn't get them in yeah. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Let me know exactly what you're thinking down below, and we'll most certainly talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace.